Oh shit. Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 149. I'm just going to cue the intro and the music and just do a few pre-checks as we normally do, because we've been having a few problems. Oh, wrong button already. Okay, here we go. I'm in a bit of pain today, but we're just mosey through it. Got some calming music, but I can't hear it. Okay, so this will probably be a 3-hour stream. There's a lot to cover today. If it works. Do come on the side chat about what's your language. Respect everybody. Don't troll. Might be a bit technical in some places. Try to keep it laypersons. And hopefully it'll be a bit of fun as well. Even my sinus has gone today. I blew out before. It's blocked up again. Hello, good to be back, hopefully. It's been a bit rough lately. Okay, not sure if you heard what I was saying over the music, but who cares? Because now we're starting. So how's it looking there, John? I think the indicator
looks nice and clear.
Looks like the indicators were working this side of things. So I think it's just us two against, isn't it? But that's all right. I don't know. A lot of problems still going on in the UFO field and the world. Welcome to the AT10 live stream. 149. There we go. And John's put up some links there to Discord, but I won't be taking on any guests, not initially anyway, maybe at the end when I sort of get through the material, because there's a bit to cover, as you can see on the tabs. So yeah, so now we're cutting down the live streams to 2 a week for the time being. We cut out the Thursday night one for America and Britain, and which is Whit Friday for me, and that gives us Sunday or Saturday for America, and today, which is Tuesday in America, or Wednesday if you're in Australia and New Zealand. So we're way in the future, you see. So yeah, so we'll start with the first topic then, I suppose. And the subs haven't gone up much in the last few days. Actually, it's been going up and down. It was up to 194, then went back to 93. So yeah, the bizarre phenomenon of ball lightning has a new startling new explanation. So I gave this link to my alternative science friend who's working on his own theory of the universe using fractal density energy. Yeah, that looks like a bit like a fractal, doesn't it? Fractal energy ball, which makes sense. Energy cycling around in itself.
That's the link that I sent you, isn't it?
I think we'll move on.
Yes, I got that from Earl and forwarded it to you.
All right.
You got it.
We keep trying to tell him to post stuff into his room in our Discord, so it's all there too. So we don't have to hunt through all his other stuff, because he posts a lot of non-UFO stuff as well. But yeah, my friend has a different view to this, but we'll just see if we can get it read out, because I couldn't get the reader to work on the other Brave browser the other day. So let us see if it's all gone to pot. The English guy's not going to talk to us anymore. Hey, he's gone on strike, maybe because Trump's visiting UK, huh? Come on. No. The English dude has left the building. Okay, so how about the American one? Well, this one didn't work. The old version too.
As far.
Oh no, that one's still working on this one. It doesn't work on my other browser for some reason. Okay, how about the American dude?
As far.
Okay, he's a wee bit slow and drunk. Okay, so let's see how much we can read out, so I don't have to. And so this was published 30th of May, was it? Let's see. Yep.
The bizarre phenomenon of ball of lightning has a startling new explanation. Mike McRae, 30th of May, 2019. As far as mysteries of nature go, ball of lightning is one of the more perplexing. It seems there are as many potential explanations as there are sightings, but in spite of decades of intense interest, none stand out as a clear winner. One of the weirder hypotheses than light trapped inside a sphere of thin air. A new paper has added fresh details to the proposal, setting physical parameters on what such a light bubble might be like.
A light bubble. I thought they were going to say it was a quantum bubble or something, you know? But there is probably a thing called a quantum bubble. Okay. So I had a lot of these sightings from UK in a magazine I used to buy 40 odd years ago now, which I was trying to work through and see if there's any good stories in them. But it was very hard to turn the pages and videotape at the same time. I didn't have a tripod or anything at the time, or a decent camera. You need a camera that's got like a optical zoom on it. And of course, using a smartphone is not really good. So here we got down the side here. What is sidebar what? Someone's asking questions. Sidebar links. Not too sure what you mean. People can't post web links, if that's what you mean, unless you're made a moderator. I don't know why Google has restricted that. Because we can simply delete any bad links, can't we? So I suppose it's to reduce spam. You really wish we had to give people temporary posting of links. So did I read that next one for centuries or not? I don't think I did I? Okay, we'll just read that bit out. That's the English guy. He's not going to work, is he? We have been banned, I think.
You made the Brits angry, didn't you?
I did.
For centuries, people have recorded accounts of grapefruit-sized orbs of light moving slowly a short distance above the ground, often in the middle of an electrical storm, persisting for maybe 10 seconds or so before silently winking out of existence. Occasionally there is an added effect or two. Some have been said to pass through the glass pane of a closed window. Others might go out with a bang, or even leave behind the stench of sulfur as they vanish.
So that's sort of, plasma balls going through a window, to me, sort of an energy pattern that allows it to happen. So maybe aliens have figured this out, right? So just to resonate your atoms in your body with some sort of energy being, will allow you to then walk through the walls of any solid object, which is kind of freaky because you wouldn't need border walls, would you, or fences, or what? You couldn't protect yourself unless you had some sort of other technology that puts a shield around your house, so it can't be penetrated by the so-called beam that causes the resonance field. So yeah, sci-fi, yes, probably. Centuries recorded. Grapefruit, we did that. Oh, we've gone up in the sub again.
Over a decade ago, mere torch sciences came to the conclusion that the atmospheric phenomenon we call ball lightning isn't lightning at all, but rather photons ricocheting inside an air bubble of their own making.
Let's party.
Whatever ball lightning happens to be, though, history isn't short on eyewitness reports. Pulling apart myth from facts isn't easy, however, and in the past they were treated with a generous dose of skepticism. Today, researchers are cautiously optimistic that there is probably something to the multitude of observations.
So yeah, of course, light passes through a window, isn't it? There's a particle of energy that obviously goes through the gaps in the atoms, right? So I can see their understanding that if light can pass through glass, then maybe it's made of light energy in a bubble. I can see what they're thinking, but do they pass through other solid objects? I don't know. Do they pass like through a rooftop of cars or through the roof of houses? I think I heard reports of ball lightning going through roof of houses. Let's have a look.
I don't know. I know we had it come through. We had our screen door closed in Michigan, and the regular door open, and there was a big storm going on, and ball lightning came through the screen door, through the house, and out the back door. It was freaky.
Out the back door or out the fly screen sort of thing?
The fly screen, if you will. But it went in through the front and out through the back. It traveled through the living room and the kitchen and then out the back door. It was the weirdest thing. But it goes through metal mesh, obviously.
Well, obviously light passes through metal mesh as well, so it doesn't rule out light again, you see. But what you want is a solid door that it passes through. Then you can say, well, that rules out light because light doesn't penetrate the door. Can light strike me inside the house? Lightning? No. Ball lightning.
Go through walls.
Where's that?
Right there.
Ball lightning usually moves parallel to the earth, but it takes vertical lumps. Sometimes it descends from the clouds, other times it suddenly materializes either indoors or outdoors, and enters a room through a closed or open window, through thin non-metallic walls, or through the chimney. That's really weird. So what's it mean, thin metallic walls? Is it talking about fly mesh? Is that what it
No,
means?
it's talking about just thin walls, but they're not. It's not glass. It's not a splice screen, as you call it, or screening. So apparently, it can go through solid objects, just not very thick solid objects.
But I think Robert had a woman that said a ball lightning appeared in her house, and I think he said it comes through the roof into the lounge. I think we did a live stream. I think he talked about it because we talked about it briefly on one of the live streams. I think it might have been when we were using Hangouts on the air, not the new setting, not the new flash settings we're now using to improve the quality. Ball lightning hits 100 homes in Lebanon's 2009. Purple light. Let's have a look at this one here. wasn't going to spend too much time on ball lightning because we got a lot to cover. Okay, well, I think I clicked it, didn't I? So reading this, so where's the best summary? All right, we could probably read all that out. Just a little article. It's rare for one person to see ball lightning, not 100. So
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen it myself.
At least 100 homes in one district of the town of Soesterberg were hit by ball lightning on Sunday morning, the AD reports. The lightning, a rare atmospheric phenomenon, wrecked hundreds of televisions, computers, telephones, and central heating systems, the paper says. In some households, flames came out of electronic equipment. In others, electric sockets sprang off the wall. I saw the lightning shoot through the street, one eyewitness told the paper. The fireball hit a large fir tree and then went into a house, he said. Others saw a strong purple light shoot out of the roof of one house. I thought something big had blown up, said one woman who was putting croissants in the oven when the lightning hit. Local cable company Zigio said it had been called out to replace 97 electrical connections to households in the district.
So it said it passed through a roof there. So it can pass through solids then. So that sort of rules out it being light energy to me. What do you think on that one? So
yeah, that's what I was thinking. As soon as they said it could go through thin walls, I'm like,
and pass through a palm tree of all things. So
right.
You think that would interrupt the energy flow and it would just disperse, wouldn't you? With all the little what do you call it, pine needles on a fir tree. So
Right.
so just keep reading this bit here. Probably get to a limit.
Just a few years ago, an alleged event of ball lightning in China was by chance captured on a spectrograph following a lightning bolt striking the ground, providing researchers with a breakdown of its electromagnetic spectrum. The research backs up an explanation by University of Canterbury engineer John Abrahamson, who suggested the glowing air could be the result of vaporized ground material being pushed up by a shock wave of air.
I don't think I've seen purple ones though. Well, of course, and then we got the earth lights that people talk about, especially before earthquakes hit, because it's obviously creates a lot of energy in the ground, and in form of electrical energy, makes the plasma, makes plasma in the air.
Other suggestions imagine clouds of charge repulsing ions collecting on an insulator such as a glass sheet, providing a basis for the long lifespans as well as drifting and bouncing movements. Torchigen's idea is as simple as it is highly speculative. It has nothing to do with charged ions, and everything to do with the intense shower of photons shed by a bright flash inside our atmosphere.
It's quite a long article, isn't it?
As any particle absorbs and emits electromagnetic radiation, there is a recoil referred to as the Abraham-Lorentz force. In theory, light spilling from a lightning strike causes air particles to jiggle as they absorb and transmit electromagnetic radiation. This force isn't all that impressive under most circumstances, as even Torchigen admits by stating, TS forces are extremely small for conventional intensities of light, and their action is rightly ignored.
A normal flash. Let's see. I will read the last bit out here. Embryos they're talking about there. Ball lightning embryos. Never heard of such a thing.
But the extreme intensity of a lightning strike isn't your normal flash. What's more, these optical forces could potentially be magnified considerably under the right conditions. Those right conditions, according to Torchigen, involve the generation of a thin layer of air that refracts the light backing on itself. A thin layer of air hyphen, not unlike the film of a bubble hyphen, could effectively focus light like a lens, intensifying the light enough to shove air particles into a boundary and produce a long-lived bubble, concentrating photons for seconds at a time.
There you go, bubble boy. Options, physical models, blah blah blah. This might not explain some of the more violent endings to ball lightning. But let's provide some numbers, blah 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 blah. So I think article to this. If we get it over to the screen, it's going right in the moment. I think I'm broadcasting in the live room at the moment, so I didn't come out of it, but we'll see how it goes. I'll stay in there. We will maybe open it up to people to join if they want to at the end, unless I get sick of doing a topic, of course. So as he said, when I suppose current flows, the field around the path gets the right-hand rule. A twist. The air around the plasma path is affected, causing a twist pitch, or a Z pitch. This creates the ball over ball effect. But there are many separate intertwined axes. The movement of the differential around the outside on each axis acts as barriers, like air curtain. Why won't it go over? Curtain effect. Move the air into the center as being concentrated, so it gives off light. Once again, all explained in my theory. What's happening? What causes it is unknown. Obviously, what triggers it? Most of the time, it's related to thunderstorms, isn't it? And of course, air currents and all that with tornadoes and stuff is causing opposing energy fields, right? It causes a twist to happen, and you got hot and cold air. So everything's to do with energy and twisting of energy patterns. It's all around us, and probably inside.
Actually, go ahead.
Yeah, and probably inside us with the atoms as well. But yeah, what are you gonna say?
The ball lightning that came through our place back in Michigan, it happened 2 hours before the tornadoes hit.
So yeah, there is some sort of connection, isn't it, to do with the energy in the atmosphere.
Yep.
And probably underground too. If you how do we delete that one? That's not it, is it? Oh yeah. Well, that one's done with now. Because obviously the movement of the plates of the earth are always generating energy, and of course that's what earthquakes are, where it sort of snags one plate on the other, and then suddenly it slips and it creates a big earthquake that happens. So you're better off having lots of little earthquakes because it's releasing energy all the time. God knows how many thousands of aftershocks after the New Zealand one, but it'd be into the millions now, I'd say. Aftershocks. Most of them you don't feel though. it gets down to a certain energy level, you just don't notice them. So yeah, I'll just close that one down. So we'll be looking at levitation. All right, so I need to do some debunking of some stuff that's come up on the web first, and then I'll leave the levitation stuff to the end. And as you can see, I've got lots of tabs to cover that side of things. So is the Earth under attack by Google Sky glitches? Now, someone was posting around various things that they found on Google Earth, like this one here, which is just like a hair or a scratch on the slide. As you know, Google takes images from all different places, NASA and whatnot, Hubble telescope, and sort of stitches them all together and overlays them, as you know. It does it with the moon. And when it gets a better image or better high quality HD image, it replaces the older ones. But they have it at different levels. So obviously they also have the images layered. So you can go from a blurry image, and as you go down, they may have an HD image of the surface because they landed the lander there, you know, like China and whatnot. And they've got some HD images now to replace. So it's all like a patchwork. And so is Google Sky. Same thing happens. Images taken from different sources, and of course there's all sorts of artifacts you get on the slides. So that one there obviously looks like a scratch or a hair. So what's he say is here? A scratch on the photograph, a reflection of something inside the camera, doesn't it? Internal workings somehow, like a telephoto or whatever, which is what that Turkish video UFO turned out to be as well, with screw heads. So space spider, they call that one. This was one of many internal reflections caused by a nearby bright star, and it silhouettes off the outline of the diagonal mirror and its holder. So there you go, holder. Well, it does look like a mirror, I guess. So you'd have to see what the type of camera is and see what's inside it to see what we're talking about, really. But we get down to these ones, the little blue UFOs, as they call them. Now, in the past, we know some of NASA's ones were caused by electrostatic charge, causing a blue spark to appear on the slide they process. Now, this one here, I'm not too sure whether it's a spark, because it doesn't look like a spark, but it looks like. But there was the other ones that were like leaking ink that they used to have on some photographic gear they used to have, and it used to leak various colored ink and create blobs. This one kind of looks like it might be a piece of dust or clothing, even, you know. Looks like they may have wiped and slide down with maybe a paper towel and a bit of paper. But why would it be blue is a good question. I'm not too sure why it would be blue, unless it was a blue piece of cloth they used, maybe.
Right.
The blue, what's it say there?
Amoeboid.
It must be a technical name for the shape, is it? Is most
Like
likely harmless piece of dust or fabric. So yeah, it could be a piece of blue fabric of someone's clothing when there's thing. I don't think Google hires the best quality staff to go to NASA's library and scan them in high definition equipment all the time. They probably weren't wearing face masks and overalls and all that sort of stuff. Well, this one's an interesting one. What do you think that one is? So it's got 5 dots of red, and it's got stripes. That gang looks like it's some sort of reflection to do with the camera.
Yeah, something inside the camera, definitely. Yeah, they look like circuit connections.
Now let's scroll down and see what he thinks. Attack off the Borg, some sort. of various rings inside the telephoto, maybe.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. Because obviously these are not radio telescope and computerized images. These are actually optical. Okay, so there we got another one here. That's similar. Notice it's red and blue. So it looks to me like the blue color might be related to, in this case, how it's reflecting off the glass, you know, changing the spectrum. So what's it reckon? Triangle UFOs, mostly flares caused by overexposure of bright what?
Bright star spectrum.
Yeah. Okay. And now we got a square. And what do you say that one was? And you may laugh that Secureteam has used some of these over the past for his videos, right? Rick, what are they hiding, Google? What are they blocking out behind the red square? Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Yeah, you've probably heard it before. Not sure what this is, but it's another artifact, one of many. I think that's probably a missing data, because maybe it's made up of multiple images. And this one here, they lost the information for the color, right? So it shows up red instead. Probably because that star's red there.
That's what I was thinking.
So they probably got the data and leftover data from one of these stars, and it just created a square blank here instead. So next one's probably similar again. Flower pot. Flower pots? I don't see a flower pot in that.
Deadly flamboyant flower pot.
So again, we've got missing data here, I would have thought, but he thinks it's internal reflection again. But and here's another one with missing data, and probably bad data. So he said that one's bad data. So it's kind of funny that he thinks that one up there is internal reflections, but it could be a combination of things too. It could be missing data and internal reflection, of course. So people always seem to assume that when you see a UFO, that it's one event, when it could be that people saw different things that happen, and it was actually two events that happened, and that's always explained by the Phoenix lights, which was two events that happened. But everybody focuses on the flare drop, which was the cover-up. Here's some missing data again. That one's completely missing. You can't even see the stars between the block there. The government does not hold in back information. And that one's quite an interesting one. That one looks like it could be a hair even. Or what do you reckon? Dust? I guess it might be dust, but I'm not too sure on that.
Yeah, because it looks like it's kind of zoomed in, so that could be dust.
To me, it kind of looks like a hair. It's dropped off someone's head.
That could be both. Maybe it's pubic hair. That's why it's so curly.
Oh, God. No. Anyway, I posted.
I can't believe you said that, Paul.
Yeah. I know we got to appeal to the Generation Z out there, guys. But anyway, we'll post the link there. There's another one that's posted around which looks like a blue centipede or a slug on the slide. They're saying as a Sky UFO. So Google Sky UFOs or UAPs debunked. Because, but it doesn't matter what you tell people what it is, most likely is they'll say it's a cover-up, right? And you know, you'll be Phil class or whatever, you know, always trying to debunk stuff, but really you got to come down to common sense here. Really, would you really see it? Would you really expect the aliens to have blue UFOs with bright blue standing out in the middle of space? So yeah, there was. I did post it up. I wonder if we can find some more of these images. I might just see if we can find them. Google Sky UAPs. See if we can find some other ones, because there's quite a few of them, obviously. Where's the images gone? Maps? Where's the images? Oh, there. Okay, so have we got any more of these blue UFO ones showing up? Can't see any. Oh, here's the one I was talking about. Here, it looks like a slug. That was the most common one that's been around. So this guy's probably got a debunk on it too, by the looks of it. And a piece of fabric or something, dust. What did he say it was? How do we get this guy open? So yeah, if you're not sure about stuff, you can see how easy it is to research it. I sometimes find that doing it through images to look for what you're looking for is a lot easier than visit the website. So for that one's not opening up for some reason.
Okay, say speaking of which, okay, doing something.
Is the string stuffing up?
Do you have ad blocker on it?
No.
Okay, let me check on the.
Something. Oh right, here it comes. I hope there's nothing going on with the internet again today. Did a pilot really drop a plane into a nosedive to avoid? What's that got to do with Google Sky? Flashing lights in the sky. Looks like it's the UFO hoax. Looks like it's a load of articles here. It must be here somewhere. Here it is.
There it is.
This spaceship that wasn't. So what's he saying there? He's got a lot of ads down the side here, but looks of it, and mucking up the page. Smackdown debunking. So let's take these one at a time. First things first. The spaceship's shown here. As you can see, the article refers to a picture of a big blue wormy thing floating in space. What could it be? Well, because I don't trust articles online talking about giant spaceships, I went to the original pictures, NASA. NASA has an image archive viewer called Sky View, which I used to use all the time when I worked on Hubble data. There's access to dozens of surveys of the sky taken various telescopes, including the second digitized sky survey. The UFO article mentions, amazingly, the article gives coordinates. Okay, so look for them. Done 39 minutes already, John? Surely not. Where's the time gone?
Wow, it has been 39 minutes.
Yeah, only feels like 10 minutes to me. Okay, so here's the actual blue image from DSS2 survey. You can see the object there, but also a lot of schmutz. The article picture doesn't show well. What's schmutz?
I say schmutz. It's
a dickhead. However, isn't it?
No, schmutz means you've got something smeared or some kind of stuff. It's just stuff.
Right, yeah. All right, yeah.
Schmutz.
I've heard it used for a bad name calling. However, I haven't seen stuff like this a bazillion times. I can tell you right away, this is what's called an plate sprayed with lightion, which you can think of as a film, but on glass instead of a thin, flexible plastic. Later, the plates were scanned and digitized by technicians. When that happens, it's impossible to get rid of all the defects that crop up, including hair or dust on the plate, small cracks and chips and so on. So it could be a chip in it as well on the laser beam, isn't it? So it's very possible. It's a very experienced eye, 30 plus astronomer and well over a decade dealing with visual imagery, including staring at raw Hubble data. So, right, this particular object is not in the plate using the red filter, which supports there is problem. There's a problem in the plate itself and not a giant spaceship. Of course, if it were a giant spaceship, it would be moving, and so maybe that's why it's not seen in the red image, right? Nope. Bear with me a second. The article mentions how big they are too, saying that they're tens of kilometers long. That's a huge red flag in any story like this. Why? Because it's literally impossible to know how big an object is from the pictures like this, because it's in 2D obviously. You don't know how far away the thing is, so there's no way to determine its size. It could be a galaxy thousands of light years across and millions of light years away, or it could be a planet thousands of kilometers across and millions of kilometers away. And stop me if you heard this before, it could be a piece of belly button lint on the plate. Yes. So anytime someone mentions size in an article like this, I know right away they're full of it. Oh, Tyler, you're full of it, man. It gets worse. Let's assume somehow the author of the article is correct. I know, but work with me here about the size of the spaceship. And let's say it's 50 kilometers long. Using the image, I can measure the apparent size in degrees and use that to calculate the distance using small angle formula. The result, to make an image that size, an object 50 kilometers long would have to be a bit over 100,000 kilometers away, only a quarter of the distance to the moon. Mind you, the Sky survey images were taken, and these aliens must be a bit thick. It only took us 3 days to get to the moon using relatively primitive hardware, but it would have taken them decades. Those spaceships must really suck if they're invading. So they're going too slow. That's what he's saying, because there's no motion blur and all that. That's why the object being in the blue but not in the red plate doesn't make sense. Is it a real spaceship moving slowly? It should be in both. Like, I need even more evidence this thing isn't a spaceship. Virtual astronomy, I think a quick Google search on the name Craig Kasnoff, and the only results were in relation to the UFO article, which is more than a little suspicious. I also searched the astronomical. You say the name of the person that put out the article, is it? Let's get. So let's see. In a nutshell, let's just skip ahead a wee bit. So let's see, where does that leave us? If the spaceships are real and huge, they are closer than the moon, but moving slower than I can walk when I am hungover. To be real anyway. Craig Kasnoff is apparently no more substantial than the spaceships themselves. Imaginary person, I guess. The Mayan Canyon vaulted supervisors trying to sell you something. So this kind of stuff, the Planet X people never seem to get enough of claiming image artifacts of giant spaceships. So this must be really old then. For example, I suppose this is pre-2012, I guess, this article. Didn't say whether it's a scratch or anything though, did he? So when was this? Be aware of that one. And of course, Planet Earth didn't end in 2012, as we've gone past that point on no return. So lint and Earth. So no doubt we're going to have to bring this up time and time again, or just reference this live stream or whatever. Go and read the articles. Is it posted all right?
Yeah.
It's just us two watching anyway, isn't it, John?
Yeah, pretty much. That's okay.
There's probably more there, so we won't go searching through them all. There's probably a lot more artifacts out there. Scratches and bright blobs and yeah. And what was the next topic? So I posted that one before, didn't I? Astro Bob. So we got two different people saying the same thing. So we can close that down now. This guy. Do we do him next? Let's see. I suppose we should debunk these ones. Physics world. Magnetics. Oh yeah, that turkey. Yep. So these ones in a minute.
Wow, you got a ton of tabs up there, man.
Ton of stuff to go through, yeah. And what was some? Golden Knights. Yep, that's a Secureteam one. Yep. Third phase. So these ones should be down this way. I should organize my tabs a wee bit better. Which one was it? That one. And what was it? Pyramid building. Yep. Yep. Some cool stuff to talk about. Yeah, that guy. Superconductors. Yep. Okay, so Robert sent me this guy's channel, Mr. James Torch. Remember him, John?
Jamie's Torch, indeed.
Yeah. Why is your volume so low? I must have hit it down too far. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I got it a wee bit turned down too much. No, I got you. Hopefully it's coming out on the stream okay.
I'll check.
Yeah, it looks all right from what I'm seeing on the volume levels anyway. So, yeah, there's going to be a UFO in this one. Let's see. And I did put some comments. That's if they didn't get deleted. I said it's shit footage. Most incredible UFO, right? As soon as you hear that, you know to be suspect straight away. So apparently there's going to be a UFO here, if you can see it. I'll leave it muted. But the guy's filming as you see, a LCD screen. You can see the flickering, which is a stupid thing to do anyway, because you're introducing artifacts. So if you can see a UFO in this, yell out. We can see the white caps of the water, and we can see the black caps of the water, and possibly maybe a small boat out there, maybe. And as you know, whenever you look, whenever you film the sea like this, especially on certain days, you get the atmospheric inversion thing happening. So here you can see the LCD screen here, right? This is not what you do to film UFO videos. I'm not sure where he's got this from. Obviously, he didn't make it himself. But is that something on the water in the distance, like a ship? Or is it like this here? Could it be even a whale or a dolphin? But it's not really good footage, and I can't see any UFO on it. So this is incredible footage, guys. So it looks like it might be something on the water because it looks like it's constant there. Well, the black bits closer here are changing all the time, which means it's to do with the water movement. But this, to me, that looks like a boat on the water. Maybe a fishing boat just past the breakers.
I don't know. Could even be a rock sticking out of the water for all I know.
Yep. So, yep. This is great footage, guys. Remember that.
Yikes.
Yikes, yeah. But this is not what John sent me, but these are the other videos on the guy's channel that we looked at and thought, yeah, This is the problem with the UFO community. People putting up shit like this. Just adds a noise to the actual real topic, research topic that we're all interested in. And as you know, even if there was something in the sky here, which we're not seeing, boats have these fishing kites that they drag towed behind the boat, which do sometimes come crashing down, or they sort of skyrocket downwards and then fly backwards, upwards again, and it would look like a UFO from a distance, blah, blah, blah. We've been through those videos before with UFO proof also doing something similar. So he's pointing at something here, so let's zoom in. Okay, where's the UFO, guys? Hey, how far do we have to zoom in to see it? Hey?
You big meanie.
What are we looking at?
Oh, and Rob sent this to Paul, not me. I'm John. It was Rob that sent this to Paul.
Yeah, he sent me another one. This is just another one on the same channel that we're looking at. So he's going squiggle,
Right.
squiggle with his finger there. I'll just zoom back out a wee bit. So where he's pointing there could easily be the height of a surf kite anyway, if there was something there that we were meant to see. Total rubbish video. And there's a new channel, which is not what we want to see on our UFO field. So let's go back to the one Robert sent us. And what's scary though is here's the footage that Robert sent us. So we got another one that he's put up since 1 day ago. UFO flying past the sun. So we'll come back to that one. Is it going to update? So this one's called Incredible Footage, Man Catches 5 UFOs. Okay, so we've heard this one, sensational headers to avoid channels like this. Flying in a squadron-style flight. Yeah, and guess what? Mr. E.T. Base, what do you call that guy? Mr. Scott C. Warren wants it. You got the source for this. No, he hasn't. He stole it from somewhere else. It's out there. So obviously he's what's known as a spammer, where he takes it from another source, doesn't give any credit for it, doesn't provide any details, and he's listed himself as science and news instead of just a blog or something, entertainment. So
sounds like someone else, but now.
Yeah, how many UFO channels have we seen that? So let's just play this stupid video. And this one's a bit better than the last one. Okay, do you see anything yet? We see a tree branch. Starting to see stuff now. A squadron of UFOs, guys. Anyway, so now this zoomed in with the editor and filtered it. So does that look like UFOs, or does it look like a bunch of Mylar balloons? Well, actually, I think these ones are latex balloons. And you notice there's no mention of which way the wind is blowing, whether it's moving against the wind or moving with the wind. Again, it's another one of these useless UFO videos. There wasn't anything abnormal about the movement of these objects. Obviously, the camera's being moved all the time. It needs to be stabilized. When you stabilize it, if you could, for stabilization to work, you need like a fixed object on the screen so the software can use it as a reference point. or you can manually stabilize it like I do by cutting around the objects the same size each time and then doing it manually, which gives you more thing. So you can see here the cherry picked it, saying it's a V-shaped formation. And as you know, you can see some objects at the lower half of it moving, which is, as you know, wind goes in cycles, and wind eddy current says it's moving one direction. Of course, it's going to move different balloons, different angles sometimes, especially if they're not joined together. It's going near, I think. Terrible footage anyway. It's all pretty much the same, I think. Don't think you can really zoom in on it. Where is it here? It's out of focus there, but looks of it. There's the branch. There we are. Trying to keep it centralized. There we go. If you watch carefully, you can actually see them slightly deforming as well, which is a clear example of balloons. Zooming in, zooming out all the time. Someone just released their balloons from a party outside. Probably from a funeral or maybe a wedding. I can't believe this guy's got so many views, but he was posting around Facebook apparently, this one. That's where Rob found it. So what's this one here? A UFO from the sun. Looking at it for the first time. One hour gone already. No way. So what are we looking at here, guys? Sun behind the clouds. A UFO cloud. Yeah, maybe. Now we see something. Something falling towards the ground, right? What falls to the ground? A balloon that goes up and then loses some helium through its skin, loses its buoyancy, and then comes slowly down again. So you can see that one now. He's put the filters or the change the contrast. So you can see it's a round cloud.
Big time.
But I don't think that one is a balloon, because now we saw when he expand out there at the end, it gave us a clue that it could be lens flare, right? So there's the source of light, and we saw it coming down here, right, which was cut off the screen here. So it's probably him wiggling around the phone with the light source just out of range there, so we didn't see it. So let's have a look at that again. Where is it? Yeah. So where's the sun? The sun's over this side, isn't it? It's lens flare, isn't it? Because it's fading out. See that? Which happens when you change the angle of your phone.
Thank you. I thought it was nuts there when you were saying, the helium balloons, they, lose helium and they fall down. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's the lens flare. I know it is. And then, thank God.
But you can see now when you start to slow it and analyze it a bit more, that it's fading out, which you wouldn't do with a helium balloon if you had it in the same focal area, focal plane. But
Well,
now,
you can tell there had to be some kind of a light source somewhere because you can see the rainbow effect there.
yeah, but you can't see the sun until they pan back, and here's the source here.
Exactly.
Bingo!
Yeah.
So if they cut the end off there, that would have you scratching your head. Could it be lens flare from a light source, or could it be a balloon coming down? But they're the two most common ones we get on submitted to MUFON, right? Lens flare, balloons. Yeah, it's creating a rainbow here. So you know there's a source. And you know there's water vapor as well in the atmosphere. So what did he call this one? UFO flying by the sun. Why is he calling it the sun dog though? Is he calling that a sun dog there? Yeah. Waste of time. And he got 21 views on that. So yeah, and then we got these other ones here as well. Chemtrails. So yeah, this guy come back at me calling me an idiot and all that sort of stuff. So he knows more about cameras than I do and all that sort of stuff. I don't want it to play.
Just to let you know, Discord is screwing up. You just dropped out for 20 seconds.
Really? Oh, right. Something happened on the screen here, over here too.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? It's past 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's always that 1 hour period that we have problems.
That's exactly what I was noticing too.
Okay, so he attacked me, calling me an Aussie freak. For starters, I'm a Kiwi person. And calling a Kiwi an Aussie is a good way to get yourself munted, as Kiwis would say. That's like calling an American a Canadian, of all things. Okay, so he actually did have more insults up, didn't he? Where all the insults disappeared to? Let's see, has he deleted them now, knowing that he was being an idiot? It was like one comment after another being posted. It's interesting. I did actually take a snapshot though. I posted it to my Twitter account. Was it on this one here? Okay, looks like it's still on this one. Why have live shows no one comes to watch? Well, actually, a lot of people watch it offline, don't they? When they get some time. Yeah, he's deleted all his comments. Yeah, the whole stag of them, didn't he? Plus, you had your comment there too, John.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. You can see here. You can see how. I don't think it's there. You can see here's 12 comments, right? So where did all the other ones go? It means the person deleted. So my 30-second intro. And not enough UFO, despite this one was on the Mojo thing, which was an hour and a half, and it was just talking about the whole UFO video from start to finish and possible debunks for it. So some people just don't watch. Just crazy people. Yeah, so he's deleted his comments, eh? But I did do a snapshot of some of them. Pretty insultive they were too.
Mm-hmm.
Whereabouts did I put it? So there's been lots happening in the last few days, isn't there? It was down here somewhere, I think. Lots to do with To the Stars, okay. Oh yeah, Tyler stuff we're going to have a look at next, probably. So here's the comments that he did post, which he has deleted. What a load of crap. Your chat, pure bollocks. You are out there with the effing jokers. What a load of crap. Your chat, pure bollocks. Another repeat. And of course, if you cut and paste the same message to multiple videos, Google classes it as a spammer. So you have to change it. What a load of crap. Another one. Oh, that's the second one. Is that Aussie Freak we saw? Hey, Five Eyes. What does that mean? Five Eyes? Your comment is pure crap. More BS than a cow with mad cows or whatever it is. So yeah, got to be careful what you post around because people do document like I do. Use it against you in the future. Okay, so we get rid of this turkey. What country is that there in the background? England? Looks like UK maybe, is it?
Good question.
It looks like cathedrals. Is that the St. Paul's in UK? Or is that the Indian thing? So yeah, I think he's from UK, but looks of it, I think. But anyway, another one that's trying to cut in. So someone's subscribed to him, have they? 24 in the last couple of minutes. So obviously, people like watching crap. He'll probably have 100,000 view subs by next year, probably. Okay, so onto Secureteam, which I didn't actually load up his channel. But we'll do that now. Just get him out the way with, and then we look on this levitation stuff. So yeah, he's back after his nice holiday in suntan. And this is the rubbish that he puts out, you know. This one here, talking about the outage, which I didn't notice it myself. Did you get hit by the outage at all, John?
I don't think so. It's hard to say.
Are you eating your dinner? Hang on,
Yep.
I'll just get a drink myself. So we'll put it up here and we'll analyze some of it. Probably go to the wrong sound channel, probably. Put caps on. Sounds like it's going to the right place. So, where does he start talking?
Hey, what is up, guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. I'm extremely happy to be back from a much-needed vacation. And you know what? It was good because it gave me a chance to spend some time with my family, block out all the noise for a week or so. And coming back and getting back to the channel, I feel totally reinvigorated in my passion for this topic, finding answers regarding the alien and UFO phenomenon. And so with that, let's jump right back into it. Now, a couple different things that I want to talk to you guys about today. Real quick, the first of which was whatever happened today on YouTube, on Instagram, on, I've heard Snapchat, Vimeo as well, another major video sharing website. Virtually all of the major video sharing platforms, including YouTube, went down today for about an hour. You guys may have seen this. It's been a couple of hours now, maybe 2 hours since it happened.
Okay, so he blabs on a bit there. Get on to the first UFO video. Like most things, Google never tells you what causes an outage. Even if you're a reporter and ask what was the outage, they'll say this is all we're going to tell you. That it was out from such and such time to the end of time.
Right.
Was out for an hour. It was a technical glitch, they'll say, and it was restored. It shouldn't be a problem anymore. That's generally what they put out, a general statement. They never ever tell you that someone made a slip up with the code, which took out most of the major services or whatever, you know. They're gradually removing stuff. Hangouts, apparently they changed the code that day as well, and Hangouts on air has lost its panel that controls individual volumes, according to what Vern was saying. And because we had that problem that day too, where we had to stop the stream after an hour and a half and restart it because it went slower and slower, but it could still happen to us today. But the CPU seems to be nice constant between 40 and 50% at the moment, so fingers crossed. I've also tweaked the Avast web security because I think that's interfering with their code. So even though I told it to exclude the browser, I think still it's scanning something, you know. So we'll see if it fixes it today. Okay, so we did this one last time with the bright lights in the sky. So I'll just play it here again, and then maybe zoom in and watch it again. That was when it went wrong last time. I remember I had to stop the stream. Well, not last time, but the time before, which I said was a small jet that had the fuel tanks on the wingtips. So I didn't have time to run it through overlay on the editor.
News coming courtesy of my friend Jeremy Corbell, the filmmaker who just made the film about Bob Lazar and with Bob Lazar. So stay tuned for that. But 2 videos here.
So he's again verifying that he's friends with Corbell. That's not a good thing at all, as you know.
First of which, totally unexplained to me. The second, I have a kind of an idea of what it could be, but I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that. So here is the first clip where I have no idea what this is. It's very mysterious, posted by Paul Madden of YouTube with the title UFO, Silent, Fast, and Strange.
Of course, he stole it from third phase on the moon, of the moon. So as you can see, he hasn't done any zooms in, but there you go. To me, it looks like a plane that's banking at the moment, slightly heading towards us, and then it turns away.
What the?
What the?
Okay, so this occurred above Belfair, Washington, and we don't have any further details about it.
Okay, you can see the plane spanking.
UFO sighting. I mean, what more can we say about it other than to analyze it? And so I'm showing you the best zoomed in or filtered shots that I could get. And this has a really, really strange shape to it.
No,
and I don't know any aircraft that would look like this, but immediately after watching this for the first time, it did remind me of a couple of other unexplained objects that were captured all the way back during the Apollo moon landings. I've done extensive videos featuring what amount to probably
so straight away, he hasn't analyzed it. He hasn't got hold of the time, date, and all that, plugged into plane fodder. But he's putting unrelated images, trying to compare it.
Thousands of UFOs captured in photographs and video film footage.
Okay, so that was probably a ice crystal that broke off the lunar landing as it was orbiting and flew past. Who knows? You know,
while they were flying above the moon, down on the moon. But in particular,
there you go, another one that breaks off and flies down towards the moon.
There were
due
a
to
couple
gravity.
of UFOs that they captured above the moon. One of which they were flying above it in the capsule. They hadn't landed yet, and you're seeing that image here. This is from Apollo.
Okay, so
10.
whatever that is, I don't know.
Flying over the moon, one of them pointed the telephoto lens out the window, and as they were taking hundreds of snapshots.
Looks like an out of focus lump of rock on the moon's surface, is it? Nope, but it looks like it's going to be. Could it be lens flare for the sun? Looks like a perfect circle there, doesn't it? Because they're filming through a window right in the space capsule, so that could be like a smudge. Because it's taken out of context.
Shots. One captured a very mysterious object flying.
I bet if it's on the video, it's very obvious what it is. Okay, so maybe that one there. Is that where it's banking down? Let me just see.
Any aircraft that would look like this, but immediately after watching this for the first time, it did remind me of a couple of other unexplained.
Let me just try again.
What the?
What the hell?
Okay, so this occurred above.
Okay, so we can get a good, decent shot. Okay, so let's do a cut and paste on that one. I could see my levitation stuff is eating away in my time here. So we want, where's the plane? There? Bit hard to see it. So it's slightly banked and it's sort of on an angle heading away from us, and then it turns completely and flies away from the camera. Let's see, save it. So let's go to that bit. What did I have open for this one? Oh yeah, for the levitation stuff. Cool. And the pyramid stone moving. That's quite a bigger subject, that though, isn't it? So if we don't get to it, we don't get to it, but we might be able to start it. So I want to just add that to paint.net. Hopefully we can analyze it this time without going slow. It's now 1 hour 20 minutes. Did I get the plane or not? Here we go. We're going to find out. Can't see it yet. Maybe I clipped it too far. Resize.
Moment of truth.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. So at the moment we can see looks like wingtips. So you got a wing that's going, or you got the body. So let's see. How should I do it? Probably need a bigger thing. So we got the body going this way. All right. And it looks like a wing going upwards there. And we got a wing going out the side that way. But obviously the angle's different. It's probably not the best snapshot there. And so the plane is banking, right? It's got a slight bank. Let's see if I can reduce it a bit there. So I believe that's a tank on the end here. I need to draw a circle. I believe that's a tank reflecting off a wingtip tank of a small plane. That's my guess anyway. A tank there, and there's another tank here that's reflected quite a bit. And the wing is obviously connected to a body here, and the wing connected to a body here, and then there's a body of a plane here. Oh, not very good with the mouse drawing. You see, it's just hopeless drawing with a mouse. But probably best to draw it with a circle, maybe. Rectangle. Could do a rectangle. But actually, just see if I can do it a bit better. Oops. Probably should scale it up even more. Zoom in more. Clips. So obviously there's a body of a plane here, right? So we can get it in the right place. Body there. It looks like a wingtip tank here. It's probably a wee bit too small, but and then we got another one over here. We'll get another snapshot, see if we can do it better. Okay, so there's the wingtip tanks, the little tiny ones on the end. And that's what I'm seeing anyway. And then, of course, you've got the wings going to the body. There and there. And of course, this thing is sort of flying along this direction, but it's banking at the same time, and then it turns. So it's flying along this direction, and then you can see it turn and then fly straight away. So let's see if we can get some better images here.
Belfair.
So you can see it's got the same angle on the plane, but it's flying straight.
Washington.
See?
And we don't have any for.
So you can see it's a plane on that one. As it's sort of turning.
Really strange.
Gradually turning, I think, slowly.
And I don't know any aircraft that look like this, but immediately after watching this for the first time, it did remind me of a couple.
Okay, now it's sort of heading away from the camera.
Unexplained objects that were captured all the way back.
And so it disappears. But again, it would be good to plug it into plane find if we knew the date and time.
Filtered shots that I could get.
To prove what kind of plane it is.
Really strange.
We're seeing the back end of the plane here.
Shape to it.
I think.
And I don't know any aircraft that would look like this, but.
So there was a good one just before there where it was, it had changed the bank angle completely. Of course, part of the reflection could be off the tail end as well. So what I'm seeing here is the body might actually be part of the tail section, and of course, as it turns profile to the sun,
aircraft that would look like.
Seeing some of the body in the tail and the wingtip tags here, as you can see here, it's banked. So now you can see it's straight onto us, but on an angle, a banking angle. So the wingtips are going this way. So if we cut that one, I may be wrong, but that clearly a plane of some kind. Anyway, what kind of plane? Why is it not selecting now?
This, but immediately.
Oh damn!
After,
I've lost
watching
it
this
now.
for the first time, it did remind me of a couple of other unexplained objects that were captured all the way back during the Apollo moon landings. I've done extensive videos featuring what
normally click that and it gives me the
UFOs.
Pull down. It's not doing it now. Huh? So it's screwy going on. Are we getting the problem now?
I was going to say, where are we at here? 86 minutes ago.
74% CPU suddenly.
It's climbing.
Yeah, the fan's kicking up.
Yep. Well, we've had 2 dropouts on Discord so far. Every time that happens, this starts to happen.
It's definitely got slower there. But why was the pull down not happening? Now it's coming up. So whereabouts was it again? I lost my place. I was going to snapshot it. Well, it's not too bad at the moment, so I just hope it's just a slight glitch. Did I close it down by mistake, did I? I think I did, didn't I? I closed it, and then it sped up again. Must be Tyler. He must have some sort of secret code on there to stop people analyzing. But when you could see when it was changed its bank and it leveled out a wee bit, you could see perfectly the 2 wingtip tanks I was talking about. Yeah, look, it's going really slow for some reason. Yeah, so I was pointed out last stream where it went wrong too. It was actually on that video too when it went wrong, wasn't it? it with wingtip tanks. You get these small little commercial planes, right, that have them. And of course, they're pure white, of course, the planes. So they reflect the sun pretty good. So that's not looking good. So there's one here. What's that one there? So that's what
Learjet.
So that's a Learjet, is it? It's a very small one, though.
Well, that's what they started off to be.
Oh.
They were very small, like that, and they stole the wingtips, which are fuel tanks from the Saberjet. Anyway,
so we might be seeing the rear end of the spit of the plane and the two tanks, and when as it banks, we see more of the front as it reflects off. Which is what I'm trying to explain. Right. So you overlay that plane onto the graphic, right? Okay, hopefully it's not going to go wrong. So yeah, a crazy little drawing here. So they're the two tanks on the end. And the body, which could be part of the wing and some of the fuselage reflecting back. And of course you get an overexposure, so this looks bigger than this tank over here. So that's some digital artifacts from the camera itself, but that wasn't the best image. That was just a pick at random one. Hopefully it was going to be the right one, but it wasn't. There's one where it sort of banks before it disappears. I think it's banking here.
To it. Aircraft that would look like this, but immediately.
So it's just before it banks completely to head away, and the sun stops reflecting off it.
I don't know any aircraft.
I think there was some roll of shutter that happens there, actually. Probably best to look at the original footage, really. So where is it?
Watching this for the first time, it did
remind me of more
of a couple of other unexpected.
Okay, so you can see the plane's flying off by then. It's not reflecting back at the camera because of the angle change.
I mean, what more can we say about it other than to analyze it? And so I'm showing you the best zoomed in or filtered shots that I could get. And this has a really, really strange shape to it.
So it's flying away from us on a slight angle there. Now we're getting this little reflection at the front here as it's changing angles.
No any aircraft that would look like this, but in
it disappears completely. But there's like a frame or two just as it banks where you can see the profile
zoomed
better.
in or filtered shots that I could get. And this has a really, really strange shape to it. And I don't know any aircraft that would look like this.
Okay, so I think that's where we're looking at the proper shape of the plane. So we grab that one. Is it going to work this time? It's gone on protest. 54% CPU, it reckons.
We will have no protest, no.
Why is it not coming down? Me dropping? You can't hear what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, everything's not you. The screen freezes, you drop off. Yeah. So get prepared for yet more slowdown.
Yeah. We're going to have to play around with other new code to see if we can get around this problem. like I said, whenever we get dropouts, that's when the slow motion starts happening. So it goes into a,
Right.
it starts kicking off some background process that keeps chewing up the CPU. At the moment, you know, when we're doing anything, it should have been like 40% CPU, and now it's jumping up to 70. So we've lost probably 30% of the CPU already.
Yeah.
So that's just coming up with a save window. Took all that time. It happened on this video too, the playing video last time, but it was on third phases. So someone's trying to silence us. I think it's because paint.net here obviously uses a lot of the screen memory for speed, right? So maybe it's part of that too. I don't know. There's too many things that we use to sort of pin it down.
Right.
Anyway, let's see if we can get a better image of this plane that's banking and heading away from us. So what I thought was maybe the other tank in this case here. I think it might be the tanks over here. That makes more sense. And this is actually a reflection of maybe the jet engine on the tail. Because it's out of focus and all that business. So I'm trying to get that open here. Yeah. I think we've been sabotaged again. Thanks, Google.
Good.
Okay, I think that's the one. Open. We keep going until it's impossible to move the cursor or something.
Right.
Mm.
That's all you can do.
Is it doing something? Yeah. What's going on?
Oh, have we achieved that level already? It's certainly blinking.
Yeah. That's not good, is it? What if Google's implemented something after an hour and 20 minutes to go slow, so people drop off their streams? Yes, I think we're stuffed again, guys. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
At least got the pull down. Image, come on,
Sort of.
come on.
Think I can.
Resize. Well, I know. Not responding. Look.
No, it's not. At least it's sweet enough to tell you it's not responding.
Yeah. There we go. The blink, I think. The blinky, the blinkly blink.
Crap.
Oh, no. Oh well, we can't operate like this.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. Well, we could end the stream, start again. Part 2 again.
It's up to you.
And just carry on from where we left off. It's just annoying though, because it's not. We almost were at the end of the topic here on this one, on this particular part of the video. Anyway, it would be nice to clean it up. You know, just do the plane and then overlay the Learjet, as you said it was, with the tanks on the end. Let's see how closely it matches. I'm not sure what's going to go, if it's going to come right here.
Maybe a control-alt-delete situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think it can come right if we get rid of the tickers. Hang on. I think they've locked up too, because the main panel reckons there's 3 watching, and they haven't updated either. So, it's gone screwy.
IA51. As you can see, things are not good.
So we'll just keep it there. I'm just going to end the live stream and start it from where he left off. Part 2. I'll just close down. Just end the live stream, guys, and I'll be back in a minute on another thing, so you have to load it up.